Well, it's all about doing the bits on the track Jeep that been put in the difficult box, the difficult tray. And basically it's got a fuel tank here, but now I've got a fuel tank under there, all custom made. And I want that fuel tank supplying the tank, the engine rather. And I've got to find the supply and the return and chop them off somewhere underneath and bring them around neatly onto this. Oh dear. Yes, a tracked Jeep, a bit custom. Well, now all we need is a fuel pump, and I'm thinking Ford Focus under the seat. They've got a reasonable flow on them, but God, it's cold, really cold. Yes, we have this Ford Focus here, which is no less than a gear. Got to use a gear, haven't you? Full of clobber, full of crap, and I'm going to try delving under the seat in there. It's a beautiful wagon. Well, today there's more discombobulation on the Range Rover as we dig deeper and deeper down into the black hole.
It's off and disconnected.
It's off, we just can't wiggle it out. Can you cut something off? Cut a hole in the front, pull it out the front.
So to take off the coal and the two fans and the coal and the red,
oh,
and then it comes up.
You reckon?
Well,
Okie coke. And some more progress on the tracked Jeep in the fact that I've worked out what's got to be machined off the rubber tyres, and they're going on a pallet, so they're off back to the machiners. Now I don't know how they do it, but I've tried to cut, grind, hot wire, and this rubber is some funny old stuff and it won't have any of it, and they have to put it on some sort of lathe. I don't know whether they use a grinded tool or a lathe tool, but whew, I couldn't find a lathe around here big enough, so yeah, they've got to go on the big journey. It's a beautiful day and I think we need to go flying very soon, maybe a bit more clay shooting. Well, Dan's very excited with his new Christmas present,
I think,
and he's flying. The plane is floating very well. Unfortunately, it went in the pond, but he's revving it well. But no, there's no propeller on it now. Do the ailerons, right hand one. No, you're doing the throttle.
I'm not doing the throttle.
I can hear it.
You can't.
Go and go right, left, right, left, right, left. That's it.
Left.
Now that will start to paddle in a minute, and then we'll whip it out. Luckily, they float really well. Sadly, the propellers don't float, and when you hit water, they normally whip off and sink. But there we go. This is the fun of it, isn't it? It's the fun of it.
What are you doing then, Nick?
I don't really know. The plan is, instead of having a fuel tank here and a fuel tank under there, and I'm just going to have the fuel tank there with a pump, and I can refill this one. So that's an auxiliary that I can fill up the one that's all plumbed in. It's got all its stuff. Why make life difficult for yourself? Then it's just really, I've got the elbow on the bottom of the tank, I've got the fuel pump, and I've got the pipe. As long as I can put that into this fuel pipe.
Right, that bit great. Down there, yeah?
Yeah, down here.
You got down there, right.
That's good.
Okay.
Well, I've got myself a very nice fuel pump, 12 volt. And the idea now is to run the pipe in beautiful ways. And then when I get along to here, I want, there used to be a breather just here. Don't know if you can see, not really, not very well. There's a breather just, oh, I'll get the light right, no. There's a breather just there. And the idea now is to get a nice kind of bent elbow that would go on that piece of rubber pipe. Now, I've rummaged around all over the place, and necessity is the mother of all invention. And guess what? I found something wonderful. I think I unscrewed, but it's a very small hole, and that could restrict flow, just like my arteries after a Christmas pudding. Anyway, this piece here looks like the cinder unit off a fuel tank, probably a ferret, I think. Could be a ferret. But look, we have a piece of curved pipe. Now, if I get this pipe in there and just try and bend it, you know it's going to kink. It's steel. But that curved bit, oh, that lends itself very nice to the job. We're getting down to the bare bones of it. Just what you need. There's always a bit. See, people say, oh, your bench is a bit untidy. But everywhere I look, there's something I want. And it's only untidy if someone else moves something or works on it. But I know where all this is. It's all alphabetically registered. All alphabetically numbered and catalogued, and every single piece, wherever it lays, I know where it is. Not on like paper, just in my head. It's getting closer. I might leave a little bit on here so as it sits in the hole and it doesn't kind of drop in, then I'll bond it in with something clever. Righty-ho, so this little bit here can go in here, and we just wobble that back in. That's got a rather nice washer with one of those rubber seals on the inside. and it should go in here like this. And that pipe there, I'll go in there like that. Nice fit. I've flared the end as well. See, that's slightly flared, so when I put my Jubilee clip on, it can't pop off. But that will still go up the pipe with a bit of manhandling. That's going to go in there. Pipe's going to go on there, and then that'll be bonded in. I'm not going to try and solder it or mess around like that. I'm quite happy with a bit of chemical metal. There's a lot of metal surface to metal surface. Right, well, I've mixed me a little bit of JB weld up. Like I say, it's only a return. It's not under pressure. JB weld is fuel proof. And amazingly strong as well. Right, let's wiggle it in there. Just wiggly, 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 wiggly. There. Very happy with that. Well, the trick now is wiggle this all around the chassis of the Jeep, and I've got some cable ties. Don't really like cable ties. A good way of getting it rooted in the right position, and then afterwards I'll get some of the nice little clamps with a rubber bit, and then you drill them onto the chassis. It's a bit tight under here. I would get a four-post lift, but I don't think we'd have an awful lot of application for it. And I say that about 3 times a week, but yeah, maybe I'll have to succumb. I'll give you a little tip. Whenever you're trying to get a pipe on some sort of, and it's a bit of a tight fit, instead of trying to warm it up with a flame or something stupid like that, if you get a hammer and give it a good walloping, about 50 good hits, the friction makes it get hot. And while it's hot, it's very pliable. So give it plenty of walloping, faster the better. Because bear in mind it's a cold day today. Yeah, it's gone on nicely. Well, I've got myself a very nice fuel pump, 12 volt. And the idea now is to run the pipe in beautiful ways. And then when I get along here, I want there used to be a breather just here. Don't know if you can see, not really, not very well. There's a breather just, oh, I'll get the light right, no. There's a breather just there. And the idea now is to get a nice kind of bent elbow that would go on that piece of rubber pipe. Now, I've rummaged around all over the place, and necessity is the mother of all invention. And guess what? I found something wonderful. Boxing Day, we've got the drone up and we've got a radio control plane stuck in the tree about there. And we're thinking of crashing the drone on top of it, landing it on top to kind of getting it to fall out. And I can see the shape of the Spitfire wing just there, believe it or not. And it's a very large Christmas tree in this person's garden, and we're flying on this very nice park. We've had, I think I'm on my 3rd battery, so I've had a pretty good go. But yes, the plane is up there. Necessity of the mother of all invention. I think a football on a rope. Possibly go wrong. Bit of a waggle, bit of a waggle. That's more like it.
That'll do it.
It's even got the propeller. So, new battery. I think we should go again, just in case it's got moisture in it and it needs to be blown out. Right, I've got it in idiot mode. That is so important.